In the context of disaster recovery and remote replication, the bottom line is companies want business continuity. They've got to stay alive. And the sort of pains that they face these days is an explosion in information, more demands from their customers and users. So they've got to look at their strategy in terms of how are they going to maintain business continuity and make sure that their data is always available and also always available to their customer sets. And they've got to do so in a way that's simple, that's manageable and affordable. Well, remote replication is a technology that allows two sets of identical information to be kept by the company on the primary site and also available on a secondary site. So the information is replicated, if you like, across or distributed across multiple sites. So that information is always available should disaster strike, should there be outage, so that they always have that information available to them. And also from the context of disaster recovery, multiple sites can carry multiple replications. So should a primary site or a secondary site go down, one of their businesses, if you like, their branch office, should go down, there is also another office or another site that they can bring that information back and maintain continuity. More and more we see the usage of Internet Protocol as a transport layer for information. So more and more we see communications running through IP, we see information usage through IP. So bandwidth is a consideration as more and more companies utilize that protocol. When it comes to low bandwidth utilization, really the consideration there is with the explosion of data and a lot of information moving, how best can you utilize the bandwidth? So, for example, a remote branch office may be uploading stored or remote or replicated information at a time when it's off-peak so that the costs go down. Secondly, when a company is using a wide area network across multiple countries or even multiple departments of buildings, how do you best throttle that information so it's not bursting through the pipes, if you like? So how do they schedule to take advantage of off-peak savings, and how do they throttle the bandwidth so it's not overburdening their information architecture or environment? Well, low bandwidth replication, really all you're doing is ensuring that your information is throttled. Here's an example. When a company wants to send through very, very critical data, they tend to upload that in one burst. It's immediately maybe time scheduled by the minute, in some cases even less. That puts demands on the infrastructure. So what do? You can look at maybe less critical information that still is very, very important, that needs to be replicated and needed, that can be throttled or scheduled differently, so it's not prioritized and again it doesn't strain the the environmental resources, available bandwidth. As far as remote replication is concerned, in terms of best practice for remote rep and disaster recovery, the company's really got to look at the question of how is their business able to operate should disaster strike them. So start first with the strategy, and then it's easier to determine what types of techniques they should deploy in their company. Techniques such as better utilization, as we talked about, of throttling within the bandwidth, technologies such as utilizing thin provisioning so they don't have to estimate the storage needs, better utilization of how to replicate across multiple sites, how to schedule, and to be able to do that all in a way that's very, very simple and manageable. So look for ways that can be achieved through centralized management.